Fans, welcome to Dr. C. Keith Connor Field. We'll be getting started with the play-by-play shortly. First, we're going to pause for the playing of the national anthem.
At this time, we ask that everyone please rise for prayer and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing both teams to reach the field safely today. We ask that you keep a hand of protection over all the athletes, coaches, spectators, and staff. May we play for your glory. Amen.
All right, fans, welcome back. We are here at Dr. C. Keith Connor Field on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Crusaders took both games yesterday in the doubleheader, winning the first one 3-2, and then picking up game 2 yesterday afternoon as well. Today we've got T.J. McAvelli on the mound. His counterpart, battery mate, will be number 3, senior Will Pitts. And across the diamond, Jordan Montgomery at third base, Josh Asbill at shortstop, DJ Ludwig anchoring down second base, Cliff Olmstead at first base, left to right in the outfield, Parker Pillsbury, Ty King Richards, and Zach O'Malley. So Chance Fogle is getting the day off today. Chance was the lone Warrior that had played in all 22 games up to this point. Once again, the battery for this afternoon for the Warriors, T.J. McAvelli on the mound, and he'll be working all day long, perhaps, with senior Will Pitts. Leading off for the Crusaders is going to be second baseman Garrig Octavio. Garrig reached base a couple of times in yesterday's game 2, both on air. He was 0 for 3 on the afternoon. He comes in with a .333 batting average, shows bunt, and just like that, we are off to an 0-1 count. Fans, if you're watching via the broadcast today, and if you're listening to me, chances are you are, as Octavio drives that ball to right field, and actually that one's going to be just to the right of the scoreboard. So Octavio starts off the day in a good way for the Crusaders, not so much for the Warriors, as he leads the game off with a solo home run. So that puts the Crusaders up 1-0. That's going to be Garrick's first home run of the season. and I believe his 14th RBI. As I mentioned, if you are indeed watching the broadcast, we're going to try some new graphics today. Bear with us. This is our first time working on the graphics, so we're going to do as much as we possibly can in anticipation of kind of upping the ante, so to speak, with our video online broadcast system. So if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have anything you'd like for us to talk about, if you want to shoot us some comments about the graphics, you can email mgillespie, mgillespie at swu.edu. We'll talk about it on the air, answer your questions, and also work on the graphics. So hopefully it'll be something added, a little bit of an addition to the game as well. Ethan Stringer, the right fielder, steps into the box, and count is even at 2-2. Ethan Stringer comes in today hitting .321. He has 3 home runs, 18 RBIs, including a home run yesterday. I believe that was actually in the first inning as well in game 1. Machiavelli's pitch fouled off down the third base line. Crusaders bringing in pretty much the same batting order as they did yesterday. Gary Octavio got the game started off for the Crusaders with a solo home run. Ethan Stringers, your right fielder, batting second. John Michael Fell is currently on deck, and he will be behind the plate today. He was a DH in game 1 yesterday, behind the dish game 2. Marique Chaloup, the designated hitter, will be hitting cleanup. Jordan Holiday will be anchoring down first base and batting 5th. Josh Center is your center fielder. For the Crusaders, Tanner Wells batting 7th, playing left field. Clay Alberson is going to be the third baseman at the hot corner. He's batting 8th. And your 9-hole hitter, Corey Bivens, is the shortstop in today's final game of the series between the Crusaders and the Warriors. Still a 2-2 count. Machiavelli looks, and there's going to be a swing and a miss. So Machiavelli is going to get back a little bit of confidence there after giving up a leadoff home run. John Michael Fell enters, .367, 7 home runs, 35 RBIs. John Michael also had a home run yesterday to right center field in game 2. Game 1 was really close, 3-2 game. Crusaders jumped out ahead 1-0 via wind-dated home run off the bat of Ethan Stringer, I believe it was. And the 9-inning game was very close. Well-pitched game for both teams. Well played defensively. And then game 2 was pretty much the story of Reese Fields dominating the 5 innings that he pitched for North Greenville. North Greenville comes in at 21-5, 11-3 in the conference. So they are making headway again as far as the conference standings go. It's 1-2 now on John Michael Fell. 1 out here. We're just getting started. The wind is definitely not blowing the way it was yesterday. It was pretty much straight out left field as John Michael Fell, a couple of hops to Jordan Montgomery, and Montgomery going to complete the play 5-3. Marique Chaloup, the designated hitter, steps in. .396, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs for Chaloup. Machiavelli, is going to get ahead 0-1. TJ's in his 5th season. He's taken advantage of the COVID year. Actually graduated in December, Started the graduate program in January. So it was good to see TJ come back and be with the Warriors for his 5th and final season and getting the start here on this Sunday afternoon matinee. And that's going to be right at Asbill. So auspicious start for the Warriors as Gary Octavio led off with a solo home run, but TJ Machiavelli settles in and retires the next 3 hitters. We're going to take 30 seconds. The Warriors are coming to bat.
A trip to McAllister's is like visiting a lifelong friend, one who believes that good times call for heartfelt conversation over a handcrafted meal, and who you can count on for that familiar feeling of home. McAllister's Deli. Great food brings us together.
Will Pitts leading off for the Warriors, and he's first pitch swinging, and that's going to drop in for a base hit just in front of the left fielder. So Will Pitts getting back in the hit column for Southern Wesleyan. And number 8, Jax Cash on the mound for the Crusaders. Jax comes in with a 2.12 ERA. He's 2-1 on the season, 17 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts, and his battery mate is John Michael Fell. Zach O'Malley, the conference's leading hitter, entering this weekend's conference series. Zach is currently hitting .462. He's got 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. O'Malley quickly down 0-2. Crusaders go into their 2-strike shift on the left-hand batters, and that's going to be a swing and a miss for Zach O'Malley. Designated here Josh Galloway strolls up to the plate, and the Crusaders are going to go back to a more traditional defensive alignment. Octavio is slightly pulled Clay Alberson's at third base. His shortstop is Corey Bivens. Second baseman Gary Octavio, who led off the game with a solo home run. Jordan Holiday is over at first base, and as we mentioned, Jax Cash on the mound, and John Mackel fell behind the plate as Galloway takes a strike. Left to right in the outfield, Tanner Wells, center fielder Josh Center, and right fielder Ethan Stringer. As we mentioned yesterday, two of the better defensive outfielders in the conference are squaring off today. Josh Center for North Greenville and Ty King Richards for the Warriors. We didn't see any great plays yesterday in the outfield from those two. We simply saw the routine plays being made, so maybe we'll get an opportunity to see some quality defensive play by those two. Once again, we're trying some new graphics and overlays on the online broadcast, so with a 2-1 count, one out, Will Pitts over at first base. And that's going to be a strike to even the count at 2-2. Parker Pillsbury, the left fielder, awaits on deck. Jordan Montgomery in the hole. Cash with a long look in, high leg kick. And Galloway is going to send this to center field, and Josh Center is underneath it. For a routine fly ball, Pitts will retreat back to first base. Parker Pillsbury enters today's game at 288. He's got no home runs and a couple of RBIs, so Coach Hubbard and the Warriors really needing Parker to get unleashed here. No better time than the present. As we mentioned, it should be about the mid-60s. No clouds in the sky from what I can see. And a gentle breeze, unlike yesterday's 25 to 30 mile per hour gust, and that's a strike. Parker goes 0-1. Pillsbury quickly down 0-2 and on command, infield shifts. You can get an idea from the camera angle exactly what the Crusaders are doing. And Parker's going to beat the shift. Routine ground ball to the third baseman is going to allow him to reach first base, so the shift does not work against Parker. And Jordan Montgomery is going to stroll to the plate. See if Montgomery can get something started here with a couple of outs. Montgomery's hitting .274, no home runs on 10 RBIs. And as we mentioned, it's a little bit of an unorthodox shift. For the Crusaders, with two strikes on every lefty, they go pull defensively, but for the most part, it's worked this weekend. Obviously, the pitchers have to have the command to make the shift work, and Montgomery goes down 0-1. Ty King Richards is on deck. He's the center fielder. Ty is hitting .221. No home runs and 11 RBIs. If he reaches the plate, we'll either have bases loaded or a run or two will have scored, as there's two outs here. Montgomery calls time. Big at bat here for the Warriors. It'd be nice to get some runs early on. Statement to the Crusaders saying we're ready to play today. Cash with a long look in, high leg kick, and there's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. We'll see if Montgomery can beat it out. Bad throw. It's going to get to the first base past Holiday. So a tough play, but an errant throw by the shortstop, Corey Bivens. Allows Jordan Montgomery to reach. So this brings up Ty King Richards. It's 1-1. Ty's hitting .221, as we mentioned. No home runs, 11 RBIs. Josh Asbel awaits on deck. And Ty's going to take that pitch down in the zone for a called strike. Shortstop Josh Asbel on deck. If he reaches, bases will be loaded, or there'll be a runner or two in. Asbel's hitting .147, 1 home run, 14 RBIs. But first, Ty King Richards needs to reach base safely with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. One-two count on Ty King. There's a pitch out of the zone. Cash comes in with a 2.12 ERA, 2-1 record. This is his 6th game started for the Crusaders. Bright, sunny day. Could cause some issues for the Warriors, and looks like Parker's going to be picked off third base as John Michael Fell alertly throws behind Pillsbury, and that's going to end the inning. But not before the Warriors pick up a run. We're knotted at 1, heading to the top half of the second inning.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Fans, we're back here at Dr. C. Keith Connor Field. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Great day for baseball. First baseman Jordan Holiday steps up to the plate. He's batting .300, 8 home runs, and 22 RBIs. And TJ promptly hits him in the shoulder. That's going to bring up center fielder Josh Center. Center brings a .280 batting average in, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs, and leadoff hitter in the first inning, solo home run. There's a fly ball deep center field, and that ball is going to be over the left center field fence. So Josh Center Puts the Crusaders back on top. 3-1. This is going to be left fielder Tanner Wells. Tanner comes into today hitting .279, 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Tanner getting his 14th start for the Crusaders, 43 at bats, and gentle breeze we had up until the Crusaders started batting in the top half of the second inning, and now we've got a gust again. Tanner Wells playing left field today for the Crusaders, so he's going to get some baseballs hit his way most likely that may play some tricks on him just due to the wind. There was absolutely hardly any wind blowing. And Josh Center comes up. He hit it well. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. There's no doubt about it. He hit it well. But that was probably going to be a ball caught right at the base of the fence. And it just kept carrying. And that's exactly the way the wind's blowing right now, left center field. I'm not sure if you can see the flag on the video. But the wind screens down the right field line. And there's another fly ball that's popped up to center field. This one is not going to carry, though. And Ty King Richards is going to take care of that. So Tanner Wells goes down. Third baseman, Clay Alberson. He comes into the game hitting .231, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Clay stands in from the left-handed batter's box. This is his second start. His first start of the season was actually here at the Con yesterday afternoon. That pitch is down. Here are the spikes. Two-one count now quickly on Alberson. Two count now.
So when SWU goes, does it restart the list? It'll start where you left off. So I think
there's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Pillsbury back, makes the catch.
Now batting for NGU, number 10, Corey Bivens.
Shortstop Corey Bivens. Corey's hitting .307, 3 home runs and 28 RBIs. He takes that pitch for a ball. 1-0 count on Bivens. There's a pop fly. Big league pop. Ty King Richards over, and he's going to make the play. And that's going to end the inning for the Crusaders, but not before they pick up a couple more runs off of the bat of Josh Center. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. Ty King Richards, center fielder, steps into the plate, rather into the box. He's going to take a strike. Ty batting 6 today in the Warriors batting order. And there's an all-speed pitch. It's going to be up in the zone, so it's even at 1-1. Ty King hitting .221, 4 stolen bases, no home runs yet, 11 RBIs. And there's a pitch out to center field. Josh Center over and retires his counterpart. F8 if you're scoring at home. Shortstop Josh Asbel, graduate student from Charleston Southern. Have a couple of graduate students actually playing in today's game for Southern Wesleyan, and they have a couple more that are actually on the roster. So SWU taking advantage of graduate students this year. Going to be a lot more of those in the next year or two across the country in college athletics. With COVID popping up in March of 2020, and per the CDC, we're now in the endemic phase, so it's been right at 2 years. But pretty much all sports have, in some form or fashion, as Montgomery, or rather Asbel, takes a strike, 0-2, have been provided a COVID year. If you're not familiar with what that may be, as Asbel goes down with a strikeout. First baseman Cliff Olmstead strolls up to the plate. If you're not familiar with the COVID year exception, they basically, student athletes, spring sports, winter sports, fall sports, at some form or fashion, at some point during the 2 years of COVID, were granted an extra year of eligibility. Some are taking it, some are not. It's an 0-1 count. Olmstead on top of that fastball, but pulls foul. Going to crank the volume up on our microphone just a little bit. We're getting some comments that the volume is not quite where it needs to be, so hopefully we've adjusted that a little bit and we're good to go. Wind is picking up now. Wind screens down the right field line are almost perpendicular to the field. Olmstead draws a walk. It's going to bring up DJ Ludwig. DJ not in the hit column yesterday, but hopefully today he'll be able to get some hits here for the Warriors. DJ from South Aiken High School calls Aiken, South Carolina, his home. DJ had over 119 at-bats last year, 33 hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples. Stole 16 bases back in 2021. There's a Olmstead off on the pitch. DJ fouls that pitch off. DJ's freshman year was in 2019. He appeared in 33 games, so He's gotten in a lot of games during his time, his career here at Southern Wesleyan. I think DJ is still contemplating his future in terms of college baseball. Not sure if he's going to graduate and head off to graduate school or if he's going to try to extend his time here at Southern Wesleyan. So Warriors have quite a few that will be making that decision here at the end of April. Still no 2 count, 2 outs. And there's a high fly ball. Left field, and Tanner Wells is going to get there just in the nick of time. So after 2 complete innings, Crusaders 3, Warriors 1. We'll be back in 45 seconds. All right, fans, we believe we have adjusted the volume on the microphone, and if you were listening as I turned it up, I was shocked as well to hear how loud I sound now. So we should be good. We appreciate everybody that has reached out via text and via email to let us know that the volume was a little low. Hopefully this has been adjusted. We do have someone monitoring the online broadcast feed, so they'll be contacting us here shortly. Work in process. We've also had a couple people reach out saying they appreciate the graphics, so we're going to continue to work on that. Get our media comm students involved. And Chief Statistician Isaac has entered the press box. We are glad he is back with us. Octavio with a healthy hack. He led off the game with a solo home run, his first of the season. He was trying to make it number 2 in one swing. So Octavio going to head in with a stand-up double. Ethan Stringer, the right fielder, steps up the plate, and he's hitting .321, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. And there's going to be a big league pop. And DJ Ludwig's not going to be able to get that. And the wind played havoc with Ludwig. That was a big league pop. Ludwig is about 25 feet into the outfield grass. And as soon as he started backpedaling, you could see that was going to be a tough play. This brings up John Michael Fail. Fail came into today hitting .367, 7 home runs, 35 RBIs. Those of you that are following the graphic at the bottom as Stringer in with a stolen base. So Stringer reached with a wind-aided hit, and this is going to put John Michael Fail on first base with an intentional walk. Marik Clupp, I'm sorry. I'm going to probably mispronounce his name all weekend, and I apologize. I actually tried to go back and look at some social media feeds from North Greenville and to find out them pronouncing his name. Any way I pronounce it, he can hit. And he's up there with the bases loaded, .396, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs on the season. So Machiavelli in a little bit of a trouble here in the top of the third inning with no outs, 1-1 count. And there's a pitch. Will Pitts doing a good job keeping that one from reaching the backstop. Machiavelli with a long look in and another pop up, and this could be an issue too, but actually it's going to reach center field with nothing with the wind. Ty King's going to throw to third, and had the throw been on target, that could have been a really good throw. Montgomery getting on his vertical and keeping the ball from going to the dugout. So Clupp with the sacrifice fly. Jordan Holiday, first baseman. He was hitting .300, 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. All right, fans, sorry about the loss of audio for a few minutes. Working on some parking issues. Will Pitts Zach O'Malley, the right fielder, stands in, and he takes a strike as well. We'll try to get you caught up here momentarily. Crusaders did score 3 in the top half, and O'Malley is going to send this one deep to right field, and he's going to touch them all as Zach O'Malley takes that pitch from Jax Cash over the scoreboard in right field. So that's going to be Zach's 4th home run of the season and his 12th RBI. So it looks like we got back on the air just in the nick of time. As we mentioned, the Crusaders did score 3 runs in the top of the 3rd. It was 6-1 North Greenville. That solo shot by O'Malley. Now 6-2. And Josh Galloway takes this one to deep left field, and Galloway is going to touch them all. So back-to-back home runs by Southern Wesleyan. O'Malley to deep right field, Galloway deep left field. And Josh is going to approach home plate with his 2nd home run of the season. That's going to be his 11th RBI. So Pillsbury going to stand in. John Michael Fell, catcher for North Greenville, walk out and give a few words of wisdom to Jax Cash. Those are the first 2 home runs of the season allowed by Jax. And it's now 6-3, so the Warriors have cut the Crusaders' lead in half. Parker Pillsbury stands in now. Cash working from the windup. Parker had a hit down the 3rd base line in the 1st inning as he beat the 2-strike shift that the Crusaders have been implementing all weekend long. And a ball outside runs the count to 2-1. 1 out here after back-to-back home runs. By O'Malley and Galloway, and that pitch is down. And now Pillsbury is going to take a walk down the first base as he garners 4 balls, and the action in the North Greenville bullpen. Try to get a number here in a few minutes. They're just now starting to move around down in the pen. Jordan Montgomery reached on an error by the shortstop, his first at bat. He stands in with 1 out. Pillsbury at first base. Cash working a lot quicker, seeming a little frustrated out on the mound, and just like that, we're going to get a timeout, and assistant coach Hunter Dilworth is going to make a trip to the mound. So a quick mound visit by Hunter Dilworth, pitching coach for the North Greenville Crusaders, and Jordan Montgomery, as we mentioned, reached on an error by the shortstop. There's a swing and a miss. Might add that Darian Whitaker now playing right field for the Crusaders. He replaces Ethan Stringer. So Whitaker will be hitting second in the lineup. And there's a high fly ball that's going to be caught by Garrick Octavio right on the right field line. So a very nice play by Octavio. Whitaker was pursuing, as was Jordan Holiday, in that particular area of the field. Second baseman, unless the right fielder is going to make it, second baseman is going to have the best play on that particular ball. Ty King Richards steps up to the plate. Ty flew out to center field his first at bat. He'll swing and foul that one back. Warriors have 3 runs, all 4 hits. Crusaders have 6 runs, all 4 hits as well. Oddly enough, only 2 Crusaders have hits in the game today, Garrick Octavia and Josh Center. I do apologize again. We did miss the bulk of the runs in the 3rd inning for the Crusaders. We'll try to go back and walk you through how that one happened. And that pitch is well over the head of Ty King Richards. Pitch from Cash, and that's going to be a high hopper just over the mound. Going to be tough to beat Richards, and he's not, as Ty King can flat out get down the line. So now we've got first and second in the form of Warrior runners. And this brings up Josh Asbill. So an infield hit for Ty King Richards. Josh Asbill struck out in the 1st inning. That pitch is up in the zone. So Asbill starts out. Two and 0 count, so Crusader bullpen has a relief pitcher down there. He's currently not throwing in the pen. They're probably going to see if Cash can get out of this, work his way out of this jam. 2 outs, first and second. Lefty Asbill takes a strike down in the zone. Count evens at 2 and 2. Warriors now lead in the hit column. Asbill trying to see what he can do in terms of the run column. 2 outs, full count, so runners will be in motion on the pitch to the plate. with Ty King Richards in motion and his speed. Ball in the gap should easily score him from first base. And that's going to be a ball inside. Nope. Late call by the umpire. And Asbel definitely not happy with that call. He was a couple of steps out of the box toward first base. Big strikeout there for Cash to end the inning. We've completed 3 at the Con, 6-3 Crusaders. Corey Bivens steps into the box for the Crusaders. TJ McAvelli still on the mound for the Warriors. And Bivens is going to send the ball deep left field. And he's going to be able to put the Crusaders up by 4, as that's going to be the 7th run. And another home run for North Greenville. That's going to be their 3rd of the day. He follows Octavio, Center, and now Bivens on the board with the 7th run for North Greenville. Solo shot over the left field wall. Gary Octavio steps in up to the plate. Solo shot to lead off the game earlier. And a double, his 2nd at bat. Takes a strike. Gary was 1 for 7 yesterday for both games of the doubleheader. Had a couple of runs scored as well. That was the 5th hit for the Crusaders. 7th run, only the 3rd Crusader to get a hit today. So outside of Octavio and Center, McAvelli has kept everyone else pretty much at bay. The instant offense with the home runs made it difficult. Top of the 4th, only a single game today. There's a pop-up down the 3rd base line. Montgomery gives chase, and ball falls. It was out of our vision. Ball falls. So an opportunity for an out in foul territory doesn't come to play for the Warriors. It's a pop-up. That'll be a tough play again with the wind. Parker in, Asbel out, and Asbel makes the play to retire Octavio. Darian Whitaker. Right fielder. Whitaker hitting 125, 1 home run on the year, 2 RBIs. It's a pitch on the inner half. 2-0 count. 3-0 count, my apologies. Machiavelli gets one back in his favor, 3-1 count. And Whitaker's going to send this out to O'Malley. O'Malley takes a couple of steps in and retires his counterpart, F9. John Michael Fell, Crusaders catcher, grounded out to the third baseman. His first at bat today was intentionally walked to load the bases in that third inning. Kind of went haywire for the Warriors. John Michael, 7 home runs and 35 RBIs. Takes a strike on the outer half. Evens the count at 1-1. Field umpire lost his hat as we have another gust of wind. Yesterday it was windy pretty much the entire day. Today we'll have virtually no wind and then all of a sudden gust for a couple of minutes. And right now, as John Michael Fell looks in with a full count, 2 outs, we're getting a heavy gust of wind. A foul ball down the third base line. Pitch down low, sends John Michael Fell with his second walk of the day. First one was an intentional pass. Marique Kaloup, designated hitter, stands in. He had a sacrifice fly to Ty King Richards, his second at bat. He'll take a strike. Kaloup hitting .395, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs prior to today's game. And there's a pitch that's not going to come back. And Kaloup is going to pick up a couple more RBIs with that swing. John Michael Fell will score ahead of him. And that's the Crusaders' 4th home run. Wind or not, that ball was leaving the yard. And it's now 9-3 Crusaders. Still early in this game. The Warriors have scored 2 out of their 3 innings. So we got a lot of baseball left here at the Con. Jordan Holiday steps in. Action in the Warrior bullpen. Not exactly sure who that might be. There's a fly ball deep left field. Pillsbury is going to be about 15, 20 feet from the wall. And he's going to bring that one in. That's going to end the top half of the fourth inning. For the Crusaders, 9-3. We'll be back.
This is it. Step into community, step into faith, step into life. Step into Southern Wesleyan University.
Cliff Olmstead steps in. He's going to be facing a new pitcher for the Crusaders. Number 14, Noah Takic. 1-0 record, 1.06 ERA. It's going to be his 8th appearance. Noah has 17 innings pitched. That ball gets off toward the North Greenville dugout. Cliff walked his first at bat. And this is going to be a pop-up on the infield. Octavio back, Whitaker in, and Whitaker yields to the second baseman. Second baseman DJ Ludwig makes his way to the plate. DJ comes in with a 186 batting average, no home runs on the season, 6 RBIs. And he's going to be first pitch swinging. Ball's going to get out over the first base dugout. Jordan Holiday not giving up on that ball, and rightly so, with the wind pushing out to left field. That ball would have been a little bit higher. Good opportunity for him to make the play, but fortunately for Ludwig and the Warriors, it did get out of play, and Ludwig takes a called second strike. DJ with a high chopper, foul. Currently no action in the Warrior bullpen. A couple guys moving around. And the Crusaders, they brought about 18 arms, it looks like, and that foul ball is going to be down in the bullpen, and Whitaker is going to make the catch amidst 3 or 4 relief pitchers, makes the catch, and promptly sits down on the bullpen bench. So Whitaker didn't have to run a long way because there's not much foul territory down the right field line, but in doing so, he avoided anywhere from 3 to 6 Crusaders, made a catch, and then promptly took a seat on the bench with ball and glove. And Will Pitts is going to pop up to the infield. Holiday is out, and he's going to retire Pitts and in the 4th inning for the Warriors. We've completed 4, 9-3 Crusaders.
This is Conference Carolinas.
TJ McAvelli back on the mound for the Warriors. And center fielder Josh Center steps into the box. Josh has a home run earlier today. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored and a couple of RBIs. Top of the 5th inning, 9-3. Still no action in the Warrior bullpen. 1-1 count on center. There's a swing and a miss. Foul tip, actually. Parker Pillsbury over left center field gap makes the play.
Next up batting for NGU is number 7, Tanner Wells.
Tosses the ball to Ty King Richards, who promptly returns it back to the infield. Left fielder Tanner Wells enters. Tanner is hitting .279 with 1 home run, 11 RBIs. TJ's entering his 5th inning of work. Allowed 6 hits, 9 runs. Looks like 7 of those are earned. 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Cash finished with 3 innings pitched for the Crusaders, allowing 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And Noah Takik is currently in when the Crusaders take the field. There's a drive down the left field line, and that ball is going to get over. So a line drive solo shot for Tanner Wells. And that's going to be the 5th home run for the Crusaders. So Octavio Club center. Wells and Bivens have all joined in the home run parade. Clay Alberson steps in. Alberson came in today hitting .231 with no home runs, 4 RBIs. He flew out to the left fielder his first at bat. It's now 10-3 North Greenville. There's another high pop left field. Parker Pillsbury over. He gathers it in. We mentioned today and yesterday both, the wind is at times howling out to left field. We've had a total of 7 home runs hit today. 5 from the Crusaders, 2 from the Warriors, and honestly, probably all but maybe 2 would have been out regardless of the wind. As Corey Bivens grounds out to Jordan Montgomery. And that's going to end the inning for the Crusaders. So they pick up another run off of a solo home run from the bat of Tanner Wells. We're going to head to the bottom half of the 5th, see if the Warriors can get things rolling. We'll be back in 40 seconds.
What if there's a place for you where your dreams and future collide with God's vision and direction, where thinking and doing go hand in hand with innovation, where servant leaders of the next generation are grown, and where your story can be written and change the course of history, where generosity is contagious, and if you catch it, you just might change the world. This is it. Step into community, step into faith, step into life, step into Southern Wesleyan.
Right fielder Zach O'Malley makes his way to the plate. O'Malley came in hitting .462. Picked up his 4th home run, 12th RBI earlier, and that's going to be a base hit for O'Malley. So Zach, who struggled a little bit yesterday, saw his .511 batting average dip to around .460, I believe it was. He's 2 for 3 so far today. Was leading the conference, O'Malley was. Josh Galloway steps up. He's also had a solo home run earlier in the game as he followed O'Malley in the bottom half of the 3rd with back-to-back solo home runs. Galloway trying to punch one down the right field line, but instead goes foul into the Crusader dugout. Galloway heading to the last frontier this summer. He'll be playing up in the Alaskan League for Athletes in Action. Home of the Midnight Sun game. They'll start a game at 10 p.m., finish it up around midnight using no artificial lights whatsoever. It's the only game in the country, baseball that is, that's played with no artificial light at midnight. Galloway takes that pitch up in the zone, evens it at 2-2. Galloway steps out, adjusts his batting gloves, clears his head a little bit. Josh uncharacteristically hitting only .270 so far this year. A couple of home runs, 11 RBIs, this full count. Mentioned earlier in the season, Galloway could hit with a bat, broomstick, telephone pole. Kid can just flat out hit. So you know before this season's over, he's going to get it figured out. And there's a ground ball to the third baseman, Octavio, with the turn. And that's going to be double play, 5-4-3. So really hoping Galloway can clear his head, have a hot end of the season campaign, because kid's a really good baseball player. Left fielder Parker Pillsbury steps into the box. Parker's going to deliver a base hit that's going to be caught, so I was way ahead of the game there. And that ball just hung up in the wind, and left fielder Tanner Wells comes in and makes the play. So a hard hit ball off the bat of Pillsbury. Couple of changes for the Warriors. On the mound, Josh Fenton enters the game, and behind the plate, Dawson Posick. Garrick Octavio is currently 2 for 3. Solo home run, a double, and popped up at the shortstop. Fenton comes in, going to be making his 6th appearance. He has an 0-1 record. As we mentioned, Posick takes over for Will Pitts behind the plate. Fenton, the local product. Spartanburg Methodist College, and makes his hometown in Greer, South Carolina, as does his teammate Will Pitts. Will's from Greer, South Carolina, played at Greer High School. Fenton transferred from Spartanburg Methodist College and quickly has Octavio ground out to DJ Ludwig. Ludwig and Octavio both play second base and have both had some plays, ground balls made to each other throughout this weekend series. Darian Whitaker took over for Ethan Stringer back in the 3rd inning, I believe. Whitaker made the fine play in right field, going in and out of a few Crusader pitchers down in the bullpen, and made the catch and had a seat on the bullpen bench. He's going to ground ball to Ludwig. Ludwig fields, turns around, but not in time. So Whitaker beats that out. So a base hit for Whitaker. Moving down the line at a good clip. John Michael Fail steps up, and Fail entered in at 367. He got 8 home runs. I'm sorry, 7 home runs, 35 RBIs. My apologies. Fenton with a long look in. Fail with a big hack. 0-1 count. Fenton with a couple of pickoff attempts. Fenton with another pickoff attempt to Whitaker. A swing and a miss by Fail, and Fenton loses his hat. Another wind gust pops in, 1-2 count on John Michael. Fenton once again trying to keep Whitaker held at bay. Whitaker has no stolen bases. He's limited action. It's just his 9th appearance thus far. That was his 10th at bat on the season. John Michael fouls this off. So The count's going to remain 1-2. One out here. Yet another pickoff attempt. Fenton's attention definitely diverted to Whitaker on the first base. Long look in for Fenton. Whitaker bluffs as if he's going to take the bag. Fail takes the pitch up. Fail's going to take that pitch down. So full count, one out. We'll see if Whitaker's in movement here. 10-3 North Greenville. Top of the sixth inning. Going to bank that Whitaker's going to be running on the pitch, and he's off. There's a ground ball to Fail, so at Whitaker and moving on the base pass takes away the potential to double play. Designated hitter Marek Kloop, 1 for 2 today with a sacrifice fly. He entered today hitting .396. He's got 6 home runs and 31 RBIs. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we're trying to add some graphics, trying to keep the statistics as real-time as possible. Unfortunately, the statistic program that we work with doesn't adjust the batting average. We are trying to adjust the home runs and RBIs to keep them in real time as much as possible. But it does give you a little bit more of a insight as to what the hitters are doing. We'll make some adjustments after this game and try to do the same thing for softball and lacrosse as our other spring sports are in full effect. As we mentioned yesterday, softball actually traveled to Tigerville. They played North Greenville, dropped both games of the doubleheader. Lacrosse traveled up to Murfreesboro in North Carolina, defeated Shawan University 19-9, pushed their record to 3-1 in the conference. Track was over at Anderson University, had a couple of school records broken over there. Tennis traveled down to Franklin Springs, Georgia, played Emmanuel College. So big week for Warrior Athletics as Club has an even count of 2-2 with 2 outs. And there's going to be a fly ball deep center field. Ty King Richards over, makes the catch. So we'll let you know about those school records and career milestones set when we return. We'll be back. Jordan Montgomery in the box. 1-1 count now as he fouls that off. Montgomery reached first at bat on the air by the shortstop, flew out to right field. Foul ball down the right field line. As we mentioned, some school records set and career milestones track. Yesterday, Connor Pelosius set a school record of 4.04 in the 1,500 meter. Noah Meadows, NCAA provisional mark in the 200 meters, and the long jump 6.83 meters. So Noah and Connor setting some individual school records. Tabitha Beecher earlier scored her 100th career goal. That's obviously a milestone. And Hyrie Sandoval was named Conference Carolina's Defensive Player of the Week back-to-back. She also was involved in the NCAA individual game record for draw control. So both Tabitha and Hyrie setting some individual records and career milestones as Jordan Montgomery now with a 3-2 count. Winter sports have concluded here at Southern Wesleyan as Montgomery with a ground ball past the diving first baseman Holiday, but Garrick Octavia playing the shift, fielded that ball a good 25-30 feet into right field. And Noah Tackett alertly covering first base for the Crusaders to retire Montgomery 4-3. Tyking Richards flew out to center fielder and got an infield base hit earlier, and John Michael Fell out visiting with the Crusader pitcher. Not sure that perhaps just to give him a little bit of a breather. He did make a complete full-out sprint over to first base to cover. That's going to be the third visit, I believe, now for the Crusaders. As we mentioned, Ty King Richards makes his way to the plate. And he's going to swing and pop this one up. And Octavio is going to drift out to short right field and make that play. So Garrick Octavio is getting in some action. He's had 3 putouts and 2 assists on the day. Josh Asbell heading the count 1-0 as he takes that pitch up and away. It's going to even the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss by Asbel. Now 1-2. Two count now. The graduate student transferred from Charleston Southern. There's a pop-up out of the play. Asbel calls Lexington, South Carolina his home. Full count now. Swinging a foul ball. Asbel with a swing and a miss. And that's going to end the inning for the Warriors. We've completed 6. We're going to head to the 7th inning first. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 45 seconds. Jordan Holiday makes his way to the plate. He's going to be leading off the top of the 7th for North Greenville. Holiday came in hitting .300, 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. Devin Bond is going to be the new pitcher for the Warriors. He takes over for Josh Fenton. Bond's going to be making his 8th appearance. Brings a 6.23 ERA. No record thus far. He has started 1 game, 13 innings pitched. 16 walks, 9 strikeouts. So Devin been struggling a little bit with command. Southpaw from Easley, South Carolina. Attended Easley High School, and Holiday's going to lift it up to Ty King Richards, and that ball is going to drift out of the park for their 6th home run of the day. So that's going to be Holiday's 9th home run, 23rd RBI for the season.
Now batting for the Crusaders, number 19, Josh Fenton.
total of 8 home runs hit in today's game, 2 by the Warriors, 6 by the Crusaders. Hitters 4, 5, 6, and 7 have all joined in the home run parade for North Greenville. Josh Center also had a home run earlier, his first at bat. Steps in, and he's going to ground to Josh Asbel. Struggles a little bit finding the ball in his glove, and that's going to allow Center, who can run at a fast clip, to make it down to first base. This brings left fielder Tanner Wells. Tanner also had a home run earlier in the game. He takes a pitch down. Center can run, and his speed definitely helped him leg that one out. Asbel fielded it, couldn't get a clean grip on the baseball, looked up, noticed Center was down, and he's going to take off and steal that bag with no throw coming from Posick. Center actually went on first movement from the lefty Devin Bond. That coupled with it being an all-speed pitch, no chance for Posick to even attempt a throw. So that in itself will be Center's 11th stolen base on the season. Bond giving Center a couple of looks, and another all-speed pitch down in the zone. I believe that's going to make it a 3-1 count on the left fielder. It's going to be a base on balls for for Wells. It's going to bring Clay Alberson to the plate. Alberson hitting .231, no home runs, 4 RBIs on the season. First and second for the Crusaders, and lefty on lefty matchup. We're in the top of the 7th, 11-3 North Greenville over Southern Wesleyan. Crusaders have 10 hits. $11 runs scored. Warriors have 6 hits, 3 runs scored. 6 of those 10 hits for North Greenville have come in the form of instant offense and home runs. Not a bad crowd for a Sunday afternoon. Still no outs on the board. Bond struggling, trying to find the plate. No action. Actually, we do have action down in the Warrior bullpen. We have a right-hander. We'll try to get that name and number for you shortly. A couple of guys in the Crusader bullpen. There's a strike on the outer half. Alberson thought he had a strikeout, or rather a walk. And that is going to be a walk. Loads the bases now, and Coach Hunter Hubbard is going to make his way out to the mound. Try to calm Devin Bond. Shortstop Corey Bivens awaiting. Bivens is hitting .307. And he's got 4 home runs, 29 RBIs. Bivens makes his way to the plate. Hubbard returns back to the dugout. Looks like we've got a righty down in the bullpen for the Warriors. Can't make out exactly who that. I think it's going to be Andrew Patterson. No outs here in the top half of the 7th inning. See if Devin Bond can induce a double play, get a couple outs on the board for Southern Wesleyan. That pitch down in the zone. As I mentioned, Devin hails from Easley High School. He's a Green Wave prior to making his way over to Southern Wesleyan. Brings an outstanding GPA, upwards of 3.839 if I'm not mistaken. And there's a pitch that's going to be just foul. Montgomery alertly fielding the ball, tagging the runner. However, it was called foul. So Bivens going to get another attempt here. So it's the 3rd game of the series. Weather pushed us to a doubleheader yesterday, single game today. A pitch in the dirt. Posick keeps it in front, keeps runners at bay. Baseball is going to be taken off to Georgia College on Tuesday, then they'll head to Shawan University Friday, Saturday for the next conference series. Softball is going to be at home pretty much all week. They've got an exhibition on Tuesday. They'll play Friday and Saturday, I believe, at home. We'll check what tennis is doing here shortly, and track. Lacrosse will be back at home next Saturday as they host the Flying Fleet of Erskine College. Bond with a 2-2 look. And that ball's going to be down in the dirt. So Bond is definitely struggling with command. Full count, nowhere to put him. Bivens, as we mentioned yesterday, probably one of the better 9-hole hitters in the league. Anytime you have your 9-hole hitter hitting .307 with 4 home runs now and almost 30 RBIs, gives you a quality batting order. He fouls that one down the third base line, just foul. Over the halfway point of March, so spring sports are fast approaching the middle of the season for them, and that pitch is going to be down low. Back-to-back walks now. Actually, a few consecutive walks. That's going to be 12-3 Crusaders, and looks like got a pinch hitter now. Bryce Roddy. Bryce Roddy going to get a pinch hit for the Crusaders. So that's going to end the day for Gehrig Octavio. Gehrig finished up 0 for 4, or rather 2 for 4 with a home run and a double. Gehrig kind of set the tone for the day for the Crusaders as he led off the game with a solo home run. There's going to be a line drive to Asbel, and not hit quite hard enough to double off any of the Crusader runners. So Darian Whitaker getting his third at bat as he came in to play right field for Ethan Stringer. Bases still loaded. Whitaker came into today with only 8 at bats, and this will be his third of the day, so he's pushed his way up to double figures. Bond evens the count at 1-1. There's a ground ball out to Ludwig. Chance for a double play over to Asbel, but not going to be in time as Whitaker hustling down the first base line, giving a hard 90, and that's going to score another run for the Crusaders. Pushes it to a 13-3 lead. Catcher John Michael Fail. Had a couple of ground outs to the third baseman, a couple of walks, one of those intentional. Back in the third inning. First and third. There's a fastball over for a strike. Wind gusting out to left field once again. Catch you up with some scores across the conference. I think there's a couple of other games going on today due to weather. And that ball is going to be off the shin. Actually, I thought it hit Fail, but perhaps it didn't. Actually, there's a few games going on in the rest of the conference in baseball, and that pitch is going to be down. 2-1 count now. Bond facing John Michael Fail. That pitch is down. Takes it to a 3-1. Don't have any updates, but Manual College is hosting Wingate. King and Mount Olive hooked up with the final game of their series at 1 o'clock today, and UNC Pembroke and Shawan did the same, and Fail takes a healthy hack at that one. Puts the count at 3-2. So 3-2, 2 outs. Whitaker's going to be off on the pitch. UNC Pembroke defeated Shawan yesterday 16-6. Erskine defeated Francis Marion 9-7, the first game of their doubleheader. Belmont Abbey edged out Barton 9-8. King defeated Mount Olive 10-5 and 6-2. So King with a big doubleheader sweep over Mount Olive. That was huge for the Tornado. Pembroke defeated Shawan 9-6. Belmont Abbey beat Barton 21-5, and Francis Marion won the series against Erskine as they defeated the Flying Fleet 13-4. Manual dropped a couple of close non-conference games to Wingate, 2-1 and 3-2. Whitaker off with a pitch, and Fail is going to pick up his third walk in today's game. So bases are going to be loaded, and have a pinch hitter. It's going to be number 28, Andrew Kaminsky. Kaminsky comes in hitting 167, no home runs, no RBIs. This is going to be Kaminsky's 14th game played. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. It's going to score a couple more Crusaders with 2 outs. They were on the run. So Kaminsky comes in with a 2-out bases loaded single that drives in two runs, and we got another pinch hitter. This is going to be Campbell Kennard. He's going to take over for Jordan Holiday. So North Greenville's going to be emptying their bench a little bit. Campbell comes in with a .333 average, no home runs, 4 RBIs on the season. He actually got some playing time yesterday as well. 15-3, top of the 7th. Crusaders have scored 3 or more runs in 3 innings thus far. That's been the downfall for the Warriors, the big innings in this game. And Campbell's going to send one out to center field. Ty King Richards is underneath and makes the play to end the inning. So we'll see what the Warriors are doing in the bottom of the 7th. We'll take a break back.
A long weekend, so we can spend a little bit of time by the river playing Alabama songs we can dance to. Forget about the morning, we can worry about it Monday, so for now there's nothing more than we have to. I don't know about y'all, but I'm thinking that we should all take the day.
All right, fans, we've got a host of changes for the Crusaders. Before we get those to you, Cliff Olmstead's going to approach the plate. He's 0 for 1 officially. Popped up to the second baseman and walked. Pitcher now for the Crusaders, number 36, Nathan Barrelette. It's going to be his second appearance. He brings an even 9 ERA in, only 1 inning of pitch thus far this season. I believe Campbell Kennard takes over for John Michael Fail behind the plate. In doing so, Jake Girardi comes in to play first base for Jordan Holiday. We'll get the rest of the Crusader changes momentarily. 1-2 count now on Olmstead. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fouled off back toward us. We'll see if the Warriors can get something going. Olmstead takes a pitch on the outer half. Looks like Dylan Carter's on the on-deck circles. He's going to be potentially filling in for DJ Ludwig. Olmstead with another pitch fouled off back toward us. Approaching the 2-hour, 18-minute mark. In this single 9-inning game between the Warriors and the Crusaders. As we mentioned earlier, North Greenville came in at 11-3 in the conference. Been nationally ranked throughout last several years, and Olmstead's going to pop it up. Big league pop on the infield, and going to be taken care of by Clay Albertson, third baseman. Dylan Carter is going to be the new hitter. Dylan comes in hitting, is yet to record a batting average, no home runs, 1 RBI. This is going to be his 6th appearance, his 5th at bat on the young campaign. So Dylan getting an opportunity to get some playing time here. First pitch he sings, he's swinging, fouled off back to the backstop. First base coach Corey Castellano retrieving a ball from the bullpen. Makes a good play. Dylan takes that pitch high. Evens the count at 1-1. Dawson Posick in the on-deck circle. He took over for senior Will Pitts about midway through the game. Swing and a miss by Carter. Drop third strike. Going to take off down the first base line, and Connor going to step out and throw down to the new first baseman. Jake Girardi. Dawson Posick enters today hitting 100. No home runs, no RBIs. Going to be his his 14th game he's played in. Posick takes that fastball outside. High fly ball out to center field. It's going to retire Posick and retire the Warriors in the bottom half of the seventh. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Crusaders hitting in the top half of the eighth inning, 15-3, North Greenville.
A trip to McAllister's is like visiting a lifelong friend, one who believes that good times call for heartfelt conversation over a handcrafted meal, and who you can count on for that familiar feeling of home. McAllister's Deli. Great food brings us together.
All right, fans, some more changes as we enter the top of the eighth inning. Zach Zara at the plate for the Crusaders. Devin Bond stood out there on the mound. Caden Cotton comes in for Ty King Richards. Cotton moves to left field. Pillsbury moves over from left field to center field. Dawson Gilstrap enters to play second base, so Carter hit for Ludwig. Gilstrap comes into the game. Actually, Gilstrap's going to be in for Montgomery. Carter moves into third base. Gilstrap moves over to second. And that may do it for Devin Bond. Now batting, coming up to the plate, is going to be number 9, Kyle Horton. Horton comes in with a 143 batting average. No home runs, 1 RBI.
Left is Caden, center is
We do have a pitching change. Andrew Patterson is going to be in on the mound. Defensively, Dylan Carter, pinch hit for Ludwig, comes in and moves to third base. Montgomery moves over to shortstop. Caden Cotton comes into left field. Dawson Gilstrap comes into second. We'll let Patterson get his warm-up pitches in. We'll be back shortly. We're back here at the Con. Kyle Horton making his 7th appearance, 8th at bat for the Crusaders. Here 1 out in the top half of the 8th inning. Andrew Patterson, the new pitcher for the Warriors, going to be his 5th appearance. Andrew comes in with a 2.25 ERA. No record. Be his 5th inning pitched thus far on the season. So again, this is one of those days where the scorebook going to have a lot of revisions. A lot of players getting an opportunity to compete today. .29 position players have made their way into the lineup. Clay Alberson makes his way to the plate. Clay actually started at third base. He's been one of the few that's remained in the game for the Crusaders. Patterson ahead quickly with a strike. 0-1 count, 1 out. Patterson with a long look in. Ground ball out to the first baseman, Olmstead. He quickly tags first. And that's going to be the 3rd out. The Warriors throwing the ball around. That was an unorthodox double play with Montgomery playing shortstop. Olmstead fields the ground ball. Tags first. Momentum took him that way. He flips up to shortstop Montgomery covering. Makes a quick tag. Kind of a new pitcher, I believe, coming in for the Crusaders. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Nate Roof in to pitch for the Crusaders. Going to be his 9th appearance. He brings an even 5 ERA into the 8th inning. Zach O'Malley at the plate. O'Malley 2 for 3 with a run scored and RBI. Had a solo home run over the scoreboard in right field earlier in the game. One of the highlights for the Warriors. Josh Galloway sent the next pitch over the left field wall. So back-to-back home runs for Southern Wesleyan. O'Malley hitting into the shift. He's going to ground out. So he's going to be close. That was a very close play there. Zach O'Malley hustling down the line. Thought myself he might have been safe there. North Greenville had a pull shift on for O'Malley. Designated here Josh Galloway 1 for 3 with a run scored and RBI. Just mentioned he was the part of the back-to-back home runs back in the 3rd inning, I believe it was, for Southern Wesleyan. Swing and a miss. He's quickly down 0-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th, approaching just past the 2.5-hour mark. Today's game. Galloway swings through the pitch, gets to the backstop, so it's going to be a strikeout, but he's going to reach. Parker Pillsbury makes his way to the plate. Parker's 1 for 2 with a walk. Started out playing left field, just last inning moved over to center. Galloway at first. Parker in the box, 1 out. Swinging a foul ball. One out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss from Parker. That pitch down in the zone, evens the count at 2-2. Full count for the Florida native. And there's going to be a ground ball. High hopper had the shift playing, and he's going to be out as well. Another close play. On ground balls at first base. Jordan Montgomery comes in. He's 0 for 3. Reached on base earlier in the game. Error by the shortstop. Flew out to right field. Grounded out to the second baseman. North Greenville has pull for North Montgomery. Shortstop on the second base side of the bag. Runner at second in the form of Josh Galloway, so third baseman's going to have to hang tight just a little bit. Ball gets down and away. Foul ball. The games that I've been able to witness so far this spring, this is definitely the most shift that have been played against the Warriors. Currently 3 infielders on the right side of the bag. Not going to see this in Major League Baseball this year. The shift has been banned. We'll learn more of what that's like in spring training. Continues to work, and there's going to be a pop fly down the left field line. Third baseman's going to take care of that, so that's going to end the 8th inning. We're going to go to the 9th and final inning. We'll see if Andrew Patton goes back out to the mound for the Warriors. We'll be back here shortly.
This is Conference Carolinas.
Couple changes. First on the mound for the Warriors, Ashton Falk. At the plate for the Crusaders, Nick Cooper. Nick is 0 for 4 on the season. This will be his 5th game played. Ashton Falk comes in. Going to be his 5th appearance. He's pitched 2 1/3 innings thus far on the season. Ashton hails from Columbus, Georgia. It's going to be a strike 1-2 count for the freshman. And that ball is going to be driven to left field, and it's not coming back. As Nick Cooper picks up his first hit of the season, and it's going to be a home run. Bryce Roddy back at the plate, hitting .300. No home runs, no RBIs. Roddy 0 for 1 after pinch hitting and coming into play second base. Got 9 home runs in today's game, 7 by the Crusaders, a couple by the Warriors. Pitch on the inside part of the plate, just misses. There's going to be a line drive out to center field. Pillsbury in to pick it up. This is going to bring in Whitaker. Whitaker spelled Springer earlier in the game. Darian's hitting .125, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Playing right field, hitting .125, as I mentioned, and 1 home run, 2 RBIs. It's going to be Whitaker's 4th at bat of today's game. And he only had 8 coming in, so he's almost got a full season's work as that ball gets past Posick. The pass ball on Posick allows Crusader runner to reach second base. Fly ball, deep left field. Cotton's not going to be able to get to it. That's going to score another Crusader run. And Whitaker's going to be in for a double.
Now batting for NGU, number 55, Jake Girardi.
Jake Girardi enters hitting .333, no home runs, 2 RBIs. He swings through first pitch he sees. So Whitaker comes in, gets an opportunity earlier in the game as Ethan Stringer was pulled. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored and RBI, so giving himself an opportunity for perhaps some more playing time. There's a ground ball out to the shortstop. Montgomery comes up, throws across to Olmstead just in time. Fly ball back at the backstop, and Posick not going to be able to make the play. Just inside of the playing side of the backstop. Posick unable to take advantage of the pop-up. Andrew Kaminsky stands in. Currently hitting 167. No home runs, no RBIs. Healthy swing and a miss. Pitch upstairs. Fly ball lifted short center field. Second baseman Dawson Gilstrap out and makes the play. So Gilstrap retires Kaminsky. The nice play at second base. Falk looking to retire the Crusaders. This is number 17. Campbell Kennards hitting .333. No home runs, 4 RBIs. There's going to be a fly ball that's going to fall foul in the North Greenville bullpen. Pitch from Falk just out of the zone. Strike called. Campbell thought it was a little high, perhaps a little out. Swing and a miss. That's going to end the 9th inning for the Crusaders. Bottom half of the 9th coming up. Last chance for the Warriors to put some runs on the board. We'll be back shortly.
A trip to McAllister's is like visiting a lifelong friend, one who believes that good times call for heartfelt conversation over a handcrafted meal, and who you can count on for that familiar feeling of home. McAllister's Deli. Great food brings us together.
Heading into the bottom of the ninth here. Game 3, final game of the conference series. North Greenville picked up both games yesterday. Currently ahead in this game. Noah Engel on the mound for the Crusaders. It's going to be his 6th appearance. He brings a 1-0 record in with a 4.50 ERA. Caden Cotton comes in hitting 100. No home runs, no RBIs. It's going to be Cotton's 11th at bat, 10th game he's played in thus far this season. Let's see a strike down low. Warriors 3 runs off 6 hits. Crusaders 17 runs off 14 hits. Long ball has been in play much of today. Dawson Gilstrap came into play second a couple innings ago, is on deck. Cotton delivers the pitch deep left center. And Cotton's going to take this one out as he's going to touch them all. It's going to be Cotton's first home run of the season for Cotton. Dawson Gilstrap is going to be the hitter. He's hitting 167. No home runs, no RBIs. He's going to ground out to the shortstop. Actually, yep. Nice play by the first baseman to pick that errant throw. Number 38, Jacob Jackson, is going to be the pinch hitter for the Warriors. Jacobs hitting actually 0 for 2 on the season. So Jackson getting an opportunity for an at-bat, and he's going to take a strike, push him down to 0-2 count. Ten home runs in today's game. Cotton's home run, it's a third for the Warriors. Zach O'Malley and Josh Galloway. Dylan Carter has 1 RBI on the season. He swings, fouls that pitch off into Conard's face mask. Mentioned earlier, Warriors are going to take off to Milledgeville, Georgia on Tuesday. They'll play Georgia College and Hep Shawan University for their next conference series. Carter swings, fouls this off to our right. Back off behind the North Greenville dugout. Be a quick turnaround for Southern Wesleyan. Typically after a weekend series, you'd have a couple of days before you get back on the field. Only going to have 1 day. We'll be back out there on Tuesday down in Milledgeville. Approaching the 3-hour mark. Pitch on the outside. TJ McAvelli started, pitched 5 innings. Josh Fenton, Devin Bond, Andrew Patterson, Nash, and Falk followed suit. And with that strikeout, that's going to end the game. North Greenville picks up game 3 of the 3-game series. North Greenville defeats Southern Wesleyan 17-4. We'll get everything set up for you here momentarily. We'll be out from the broadcast booth for at least a week as the Warriors are on the road Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you later.